It's common that when you start to look into saving money on your energy bills at home and what you can do for that, you quickly run into tips and advice for much bigger and expensive projects like whole home insulation, window packages, solar energy, or HVAC systems like replacing your whole heating and cooling system. And most of the time, this is exactly what you don't want to do. But the truth is, there are dozens of little projects you can do around the house that are cheap and affordable and don't take a lot of time, and they can really cut down on your bill and have the highest return on investment for your time and money spent. So I wanted to create a video series where we go through a number of these to help you tackle immediately to start lowering your bill. And to start off this series, I'm going to go over 5 easy projects that you can do at home that surround sealing up gaps and cracks around the house, and why we want to do that first instead of these big projects that I mentioned. So let's get into it. My name is Aaron Schein, where we combine affordable real estate with practical sustainability to build your wealth and well-being. And quickly, where I'm coming from on all this, I've been in sustainability my whole career. In the past few years, I've renovated 2 fully net zero homes, which means that the house produces enough from renewable sources to power the house and the electric car 100%. And I'm also BPI Energy Auditor certified, so I work with clients and volunteer and help people do this on a day-to-day basis. So we see these kind of things over and over, and I wanted to share them with you now. So for this first video in the series, I'm going to stay on the subject of air sealing, and why that's so important is that we've got air leaking in and out of the house kind of all day long, every day, which is more pronounced through the extreme seasons in the winter and summer as well. And the fact is that 40 to 60% of a normal home's energy bill is heating and cooling and just trying to keep the temperature constant in the house to whatever you set it at. And that's why this is so important to tackle the air leaks and gaps throughout the home, because a leaky home just means that you're going to spend more on a daily basis to try to keep up with those temperature swings based on all sorts of variables. And to visualize a bit of what's going on in your home, we're also just talking about the second law of thermodynamics, which simply means that hot moves to cold. And why this matters for your home is that through the seasons, the temperature difference or delta between the outside and inside your home will be more extreme, especially in the heights of summer or kind of depths of winter there. In the shoulder seasons, it's not as much, but you can see here that in the winter, we have exfiltration, which means hot moves to cold inside to out, and then generally it switches in the summer to go the opposite way, where you're trying to keep the house cooler, and hot air, humid air from the outside is pushing in because, again, hot moves to cold. So if we can slow down this heat or air transfer, air movement with air sealing and sealing up gaps and cracks around your home so that the HVAC system can more regularly control the temperature inside, we'll just feel more comfortable, and that also translates to lower energy bills. And again, these are general rules of thumb, but for most homes, this is the case. So for the first kind of easy project you can do, it doesn't take long, and I've done another video on this, are outlet insulator gaskets. And basically, switches and outlets through your home are open holes into your wall, and these holes in your wall usually travel up to the attic or have direct contact with the outside wall. It totally depends on your home, but in general, all of these outlets, which can be dozens in even a small home or apartment, can really add up to leaky holes, the equivalent of a small window being open all the time. And they're pretty cheap. I'll put the Amazon link below along with the link to the other video on how to do this, but in general, they take about 30 seconds a piece just to take the cover off, cut out the insulator gasket and put them on. And this is just a nice little stopgap for sealing up these kind of holes in your home. So for the second tip, it doesn't cost much either. This is just using regular caulk to go around your home and visibly see where some gaps in your paint or gaps in your drywall or your windows or door frames or anything from the inside of the house to the outside of the house where air might be coming in and out. And this is more of a visual inspection. One trick that we use during energy audits, if you don't have a smoke machine or something like that, you can actually use the back of your hand, and because the back of your hand is very sensitive, and you can feel the difference in temperature and air movement typically because the back of your hand is pretty sensitive. So especially if you have wind going on, without a full blower door test and an energy audit, which is always recommended, but perhaps on a windy day, it'll be more pronounced, so you can go around and feel where air is really moving in and out. And when you find all these holes, you could just use regular caulk to kind of seal them up. You might need to paint a few spots, of course, but this will at least prevent the air movement. So for the third tip, it's very similar, but these are for the bigger cracks and gaps where caulk just won't do it. You can get the spray foam cans in the store, the expanding foam, big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, and so forth. They also have big gap foam cans, which expand even more, where you can fill in, 3 to 6 inches or so, and the foam will actually fill in all that area and prevent the air movement with that. And in the 2 renovations that I did in Florida, I had areas with massive gaps. In fact, one of the houses, the second one I did, the hardwood floor had sunken in half the house and separated from the wall. So there was about a 2 or 3 inch gap between the floor and the wall. And not only is that horrible for energy savings, but bugs were getting in. The HVAC system was cycling on and off so quickly because it was oversized to begin with. But I saved a ton of money just with $20 or $30 worth of the big gap spray foam. And I went in, took the baseboards off, sprayed it behind the wall and the floor, and really sealed up half the house that way. And after that, the home was much more comfortable and the bill went down to boot. And for the fourth tip, this is what I learned from a mentor of mine who helped with the energy efficiency on my projects. He took off the HVAC registers up on the wall or in the ceiling, and you'll actually find where the connection of the register hits the drywall, there are often gaps which are open to the attic and the walls. And if you use caulk or the spray foam to seal around, not inside, but around the registers where it connects to the drywall, because often where they cut it out, it's bigger than the register itself. It's not always going to be a perfect cut. But these are areas just similar to like ceiling can lights where a hole is cut in your ceiling. Any area that's not fully sealed around that is a leak inside and out, often to a super hot or cold attic. So again, your HVAC is always fighting, keeping the temperature regulated while that air is escaping in and out. So for the fifth tip to cap off this video, talk about the door weather stripping and door sealing. So often with doors, especially older ones, they don't seal all the way, and adhesive backed weather stripping and so forth, or the rubber gets dried out where there's not direct contact to stop the airflow when you actually close the door. And some of these houses I go in, you can actually see the outside from inside or the sun coming in because the gap is that big. These are also areas where air is just flowing in and out freely, and it really cuts down on the energy efficiency of the home. And again, the HVAC system has to work that much harder. So these things are cheap things you can pick up at the local hardware store, big box stores, and redo your weather stripping. Also make sure there's a tight seal. On my projects, I even have to move the hole that the doorknob locked into a little bit to create a tighter seal on the close, so you could do that too. And there are a lot more tips and tricks to go into, but I'll leave those for other videos in the series to keep it shorter here. And I also wanted to talk about a disclaimer with air sealing. It is possible, it's not common, but it is possible that you seal up your house so much that it actually decreases the indoor air quality and also messes with other things like combustion zones if you have natural gas fired mechanicals or appliances and things like that. So as a caveat here, I would say look for a proper energy audit or an official energy audit by a BPI certified energy auditor in your area, or a HERS rater, or someone certified. There are a lot of rebates and tax credits out there now, which usually cover half or more of an energy audit. Could be a couple $100, but you'll get a lot of benefit from doing that. And when we do so much work on a house in order to seal it up or change a lot of systems in the home, you also do what's called test in and test out, which means a blower door test before and after, and kind of a safety test all the way across to make sure that your new home, once you do the project improvements, is still healthy and energy efficient at the same time. Oftentimes also when you seal up the house too much, you have to install mechanical ventilation where you can control even more the air coming in and out. Basically that circulates the more healthy outdoor air and exhausts the indoor air that has all kinds of chemicals and stuff in it. So I just wanted to mention those few things. That is the proper way to do it. But again, most houses are so leaky that you can do a lot of these things, save money, and not really approach any kind of danger zone. And because air sealing can be such a big deal in a home, I created a calculator on the website. I included the link in the description below where you can plug in kind of your generic details. It goes into your location and climate zone and everything like that. But you'll see that for a relatively low amount of money, it actually returns quite a high ROI for, again, your time and money spent. So I wanted to show that visually. You can include inflation and all this other stuff in the calculator. Again, the link's below. I've also created a workbook or an ebook that contain, I think, close to 40 tips similar to those that I outlined in this video that cover all sorts of things you can do in the home. And realistically, it helps you lower your bill anywhere from like 10 to 30%. And I put the link below as well for that. So I hope these few starting tips help. If you do them yourself, feel free to even tell your story below. Feel free to ask questions on it too in the comments. And as always, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.